You know what I think gets really thrown around a lot in the entrepreneurship world is, oh my gosh, you're crushing it. You're doing such a great job. And in a lot of respects, a lot of us are. But the other side of the coin, or the other very real reality, is going, I don't feel like I'm crushing it because I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to pay for dinner next week, or my credit card is really racking up. And sometimes there's only so much self-motivation we can give ourselves before we're like, okay, what next? How else am I going to truly support myself? And I'm very much, and I talk about this a lot in the community, about the Andy hustle. And, it's not all about just like try. There's other avenues. And at the end of the day, we have to take care of ourselves. But I think one of the like biggest misconceptions, or biggest maybe flaws of what happens on social media, is like, it really does only show one side of things. It really only shows that highlight reel. And I also feel like sometimes we almost like limit ourselves on how much we're allowed to open up and be real about what's actually going on. And then also, like, I'm the leader of the community, and I definitely can be quite hard on myself about, what my role and my position is. And I always tell myself all the time, well, you made your bed, like, you got to sleep in it, sort of thing. But maybe not necessarily the misconception, but maybe misunderstanding or something is like, it's not an easy role either. And even community leaders need community support too. And it may not even necessarily be from their own community either. Yeah.
That's something I've been thinking about. Thank you for that answer. It's something I've been thinking about because, like, I've had the very like faint hints of like people have come forward, and like not just guests on the show, but some people have come out and sent unsolicited feedback about the show, and like I know I've kind of hit on an idea here that resonates with people, and the way that I'm doing it resonates with people. And I've been a part in the past of communities around the same kind of idea, just under a different name. But they were like, one that comes to mind, and I know it still exists, is I think it's called the Putty Tribe. And it's
Okay.
it's based on the idea of like putty is moldable, and like your idea, each person is like kind of a piece of putty, and you can mold yourself to be whatever you want to be. And I was part of that group years ago. And again, the founder of that group had like a book and has a TED talk as well about that idea of being a multi-potentialite and just not being able to just do one thing. Like you need to have some. And so again, that was focused on it being a community, whereas this is like a show that can kind of have the community underneath it or within it. And I've been like, I'd love to create something more formal. And I just like, kind of like you said right now, like I need help. I'm barely doing what I'm doing, and definitely having to push myself, but I'm like really happy and proud of it, and I don't want to stop. So for me to kind of get more to, if I was going to take that step, like I would need, people to kind of step up and be like, hey, I want to help, because, and because I know sometimes when you get those people in your community that just are willing to step forward and be helpers, that makes a huge difference. So, that's not me trying to say like, hey, people watching, come help me. It's just, I'm just kind of putting it out there.
No, it's so true. And I think that's a really hard thing to admit when we're like, okay, I'm the person who decided to do this. I'm moving forward with it. Being able to reckon with the idea that you can't do it all on your own is a really difficult thing to say out loud.